Good evening, rugby fans, and welcome to Houston, Texas, the home of the 2023 NCR Collegiate Rugby Championships. We have our 15 series. The D2 semifinal matchup is next. We've already had one punch their ticket. We got one more on deck. Tim Wilkes alongside Darian Lovelace, and we are just about ready. Coast Guard fell to Vassar earlier, and it's Wisconsin Eau Claire taking on the Fighting Illini here next. We were able to catch up with a couple players before the match. Let's send it pitch side.
Love how much of a family we are on and off the field. We hang out with each other every day, whether there's practice or not, and that I love them all so much.
We're just always there for each other on and off the team. We work really well, we communicate, we never get mad at each other. If something doesn't go our way, we talk about it, work about it, and move on.
I feel like we just played as a team. No one or one person really stuck out. We all played together, and that's what we're bringing in this year.
I'm really excited. There are some nerves going into it, but we're just focusing on the first game and what's ahead of us, so really excited.
When I started my freshman year, it was a very scrappy team. We only had maybe 18 girls show up at a time, and to see the team grow and me be able to be at the front of it and help this team become more competitive is an amazing thing, and I am so proud of this team, and I'm so happy I got to be part of it.
I've never had more fun in my life than when I'm out there playing, so we know that we can hold them up, and we're pretty confident going into it. We've worked really hard to get here, so mentally locking in and just working on our plays and our offense so that we're able to combat them offensively as well. Our biggest thing is communication, and launching up on our defensive line is what we're really trying to focus on and make sure we're doing this game. And just keeping the energy up. We don't like to get down on each other and just be positive and keep a really positive momentum, because that carries through our gameplay. So our coach's new policy that we started pushing at practice the last couple of weeks was that defense is just pre-offense, because everybody wants to play offense. That's the biggest thing to do. And so we just look at defense as a way to win the ball back so that we can have possession.
We are just about ready to go here. Second D2 semi-final of the evening. Fighting Illini taking on the defending D2 national champion Wisconsin Eau Claire Blue Golds. Referee Justin Hale, ARs this afternoon, Chris Newman and Peyton Olivas, and our technical zone director Paul Lauren. All four referees out of the Lone Star Referee Society. Let's first take a look at the Eau Claire forward pack. Schmelzer and Dexheimer right there in the middle in the locked position with the big number 8. Moore right there leading the way. Take a look at the back line as well here for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Alina Ampe, one of the better players. She's on the bench in this match, so Hamilton and Curry will be running the show with Ludi at that fly half spot.
And looking at the Illinois, they're going to be looking to keep possession. They've got a strong front row and a lot of seniority found in Torres and Wilson. Jem, though, is going to be one of your key ball carriers in this match. But one thing to say about this forward pack is that they're going to be continuing to build on the attack, and they're going to find connections with the captains Miller and Norris Johnson, both we heard from earlier, that are really going to bring that grit, that intensity that they've been feeding on this whole season. And then they'll end it with 15, which is going to be worthy of a try, hopefully against the University of Wisconsin. But both teams are here and ready for this match.
We welcome you in here to SaberCat Stadium, home of the Houston SaberCat. Justin Hale's whistle sounds, and we are underway here for our second D2 semifinal in Wisconsin Eau Claire. With the first mistake of the match, a little bit of a knock on there as we get underway. Bancroft loses it forward. Here's him up. First
Definitely
scrum of the match here for the Illini. And a big opportunity. Again, these two squads, both out of the Great Waters Rugby Conference. They played in the championship match. They didn't play in the regular season, but it was a 43-5 victory just about 3 weeks ago for Wisconsin Eau Claire. So the Fighting Illini, they've had a couple of big victories with their at-large berth to punch their ticket here to the semifinals and just start things off. A little wraparound pass off the mark there, around the corner. Ampe, one of the leading try scorers for the Illini, gets in the action here. It's Wisconsin Eau Claire side, coached by Derek Wagner and Rachel Lang, co-head coaches. They've done a terrific job again last year, the national champions, as they marched their way all 3 matches in the national tournament. They didn't give up a single point, won every single one of them by an average score of 51-0. A little bit of a tougher season this year, but they are right back where they want to be. Strong defense here in the first couple of minutes. Here for Eau Claire, there's a pick and go, a little bit stranded there is Sternberg. They'll take it nice and slow. Try to go to the outside, catching it a little bit flat-footed, but a nice little burst from Alina. And Pei gets her way past the gain line there. Just take it right up the gut again. Again, the Fighting Illini, an at-large berth this year. A couple of big wins coming into things. There's a strong one early on. They were able to take down Louisiana State, the number 8 seed. They come in as the 13 seed, facing the number 1 defending national champions in Wisconsin Eau Claire. Bit of a backwards pass there. Winkfield's able to scoop it up, tries to get around the defense, but good job by Eau Claire. They are pushing them back. Darian, they've drawn them back a good 15 meters from where they started.
The defensive pressure coming in from Eau Claire is really catching them on the back foot. It's now a foot race, but it's just not giving many options for Illinois, and now they're even farther back than where they started, about 20 meters now.
A lot of these movements, they're just a step too slow, and then Eau Claire's right there when they try to make their final pass. So a bit of a break in play here. They're able to take it down. Shuk just inside her 10-meter line here for the Illini. Into contact they go. Mary Miller, the junior animal science major, takes it in, but it's Eau Claire that's able to rip it away. Bit of a maul here. Knees touch the deck, and they let go and play on. Scooped up the back here, Lauren Grimm. As Wisconsin Eau Claire, the blue-gold, with their first opportunity. Possibly in from the side there, but actually referee's going to say not rolling away. Caught back behind. The tackler couldn't get out of there in time. Turnover, or excuse me, Eau Claire with a tacking penalty. Quick tap, and they'll move forward with Bancroft. 25 meters out now. Wisconsin Eau Claire with another pick and drive. Dexheimer, the social chair, getting the party started here for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Over the 22-meter line they go. Schmeiser keeps this moving. They're keeping it nice and tight. Now they'll spin it out to the far right-hand side of the pitch. A couple of nice passes. Hamilton cuts inside. Not able to get much out of it, though. Bancroft. Excuse me, no, that's going to be Martell. Over the 22-meter line. Knees hit, must release. Good job by Justin Hale keeping things going here. Eau Claire now. Over again. Walrath breaks the gain line. A little bit stranded. Wasn't able to come away with the poach, though, were the Illini. Ladies in orange trying to hold that defensive line, but the blue-gold pushing through. Here's Curry. 7 meters out. And the blue-gold look to strike first. Through the hands of Ludi. Ludi gets it off to Larson. Nice little chop tackle there. Another pick and go. They're keeping it nice and tight. Dexheimer again. You hear the crowd here in Sabercat Stadium starting to get riled up. The defending champions looking to push forward. They're able to recycle this one back and keep it going. Now they'll try to find a sprint out here on the right-hand side. Nice little inside cut by Ridd. Again, holding strong, about 8 meters out. Illini fringe out to the left-hand side. Here they come. Eau Claire looking for some space. Right through they go. Bancroft could not find an opening. Really impressed here by this Illini defense. They're holding strong against an extremely potent Wisconsin Eau Claire squad. Wisconsin-Eau Claire had a big 12-10 victory over Cincinnati to punch their ticket here, and Cincinnati was able to take down the #2 seed Grand Valley State. So a big win for them last weekend, and now they charge. Wisconsin-Eau Claire 2 meters out. Will pick and go around the near side. Held up is Rid. Couldn't push it through. Now another opportunity. All the way back to Ludi. Slowing things down. 6 minutes gone by. This is extended pressure here from Wisconsin-Eau Claire. A high tackle slows it down. What an incredible little spurt there, Darian.
Yeah, and that was about 5 minutes worth of play for both teams. We saw the turnover happen from University of Illinois, and then Eau Claire just got right to work right from the bat. They went through about 15 phases. We thought that Rid was going to dot it over, but both teams are really doing a good job of maintaining possession. One thing that Eau Claire is doing a really good job of is they have this quick support. They're getting over the ball quickly. We see here, though, the infraction of the shoulder to head contact. Of course, it's going to be considered a high tackle, and it's against Bancroft. Bancroft, very hungry throughout this match. She just continues to try and check her legs, but good call from Hale. And the penalty will go in favor of Eau Claire about 5 meters outside of their try zone.
Yeah, there was Alondra Torres there, the big lock, just could not get down low enough to make that tackle. And as you said, they're still chatting about it here because that contact was directly on the head. At least possibly a yellow card, would you agree?
Anytime that it's considered shoulder to head contact, it's automatically going to go under review. We saw a lot of calls happen even within the World Cup coming from an international level. It's important for players, especially now, to maintain that body height and to get low.
So they picked and went.
It'll go ahead and just be a penalty.
They picked and went there for it. Came a little bit closer, but now we've got another penalty. Justin Hale will have a quick chat.
We have infringements inside the 5 from your players, and we have multiple not rolling away. I need your players to roll away.
That last one, she could knock it out.
She has to roll away. She has to make an effort to roll away. Your players are just laying there.
All right.
Hey, guys, get off the road.
Hear from the experienced referee, laying down the law there. Another quick tap coming. I think this is Bancroft again. She'll take it straight forward. Has a couple there with her in support. They've been down here for a good 5 minutes now, and they'll try and find something on the far side of the pitch yet again. All the way outside into the hands of Rid. Rid with the final pass, gets it out to Benke, and Benke is in for the try. Maggie Benke with the first try of the match, putting the blue gold on top 5-0.
Benke finishes strong after the whole entire phase of play between Eau Claire just looked so confident. The ball movement, the way that they were stepping back inside, really allowing the momentum to build. It all started with Bancroft really taking it to the line, sucking in those University of Illinois players, and then massive space opened up wide. They worked it through the hands of Rid. Very selfless play coming in to get it to Benke. And University of Illinois trying to come around the corner, but they're so lethal whenever they've got ball in hand. She recognizes that she's pinned it. She comes across, diving for the try. That's extremely selfless. And then right here we see Hale coming around to go ahead and award the try. That's massive, though, to go ahead and get us started for these first 10 minutes.
Almost could have been a little bit of a high tackle there coming in for the try. That would have been a penalty try and giving them an extra 2, but the kick's no good. So we sit 5-0 with the Fighting Illini down by a try. Again, these two teams met a few weeks back in the Great Waters Women's Rugby Conference finals. And it was the Fighting Illini just didn't have enough in the tank. They lost 43-5 to Wisconsin-Eau Claire. As we take another look. Again, arm around the neck a little bit there, but too much power and effort coming around the corner there from Maggie Benke. The freshman was able to get it done there out of Stevens Park, Wisconsin. The blue gold on the right foot here. 9 minutes gone by, a 5-0 lead. Kicks a low one, but I think that's Bancroft able to scoop this one up. She's got tenacity to all over the pitch, and now they'll take it here near side, try and find a nice little running lane. Into contact they go, getting the locks. Dexheimer involved in that back line. Ooh, pass a little bit off the mark that time, scooped up by Rid. Just has to take this one in and reset. Another high tackle here.
The University of Illinois, Hale's already warned them about them multiple times. They've gotten caught in the breakdown. They've gotten caught getting high, especially early on after having conversations with the captain. You can see him already chatting with them as well. They're really going to have to work to try and stay disciplined, because I don't think that Hale will have an issue reaching in the pocket if they continue to commit these infractions so early on in the match.
Especially with that high tackle, the head contact we saw earlier. Some vicious stuff, but right now it's Eau Claire with the 5-point lead. Nice little take there for the Illini, and they'll come around the corner with Ampey. Ampey, the 5'10" senior, drug a couple with her. Straight at the defense. Not much room there to be had. Again, this Eau Claire side only given up 31 points in 7 games, and 24 of those were in the last 3 matches. So they had a dominant run all the way through the Great Waters Rugby Conference, and they're able to scoop up this one and get the attack rolling again. Over the 10-meter line, they're able to take it through. Emma Hamilton is the player that was able to secure possession there. Ludi off to the right-hand side to Banky, the try scorer. Strong tackle, though, by Illinois. Slows things down. Good work there. I believe that was Ranky Winfield making the big tackle. They'll swing it here back to the near side of the pitch. Wisconsin-Eau Claire. 11 minutes gone by in the first half, right where they want to be with the 5-point lead. Here's Grimm, here to the near side this time. Curry finds a little bit of room down the left-hand side of the pitch. Wisconsin-Eau Claire just always right there. They've got multiple players in support to clean this up. Another strong ruck secures possession again. Grimm now to the right-hand side. Strong charging run from Schmeiser. Schmeiser, the junior social work major. Now again, just reloading once again. Up to 10 phases already. They'll swing it around the right-hand side. Look to find some space on the weak side. Banky couldn't handle that one. Off the mitts it goes. Backwards, says our referee. The Illini are able to scoop it up and move forward. In Illinois in the orange jerseys, black shorts. Fighting Illini, trying to march down the pitch. And they've had a couple of good victories the last few weeks, taking down Louisiana State, and then also before that, another big victory as they were able to take down Bowling Green. But the last time, again, they played this squad, it was a 38-point loss. Darian, what are you seeing so far here from the Illini, and what might they be able to do to exploit this blue-gold defense?
If they just moved it to a different space, they'd probably find some more real estate. And as I say that, they go ahead and they try and move it. The defensive pressure coming in from Eau Claire, they're so smart when they decide to go ahead and go into the breakdown. We saw it here just now. They're waiting for that perfect moment. It's the build-up. And the University of Illinois is just not doing themselves any favors. They did about 6 phases just within that 15-meter channel. And Eau Claire is just set and ready for defense, and they're ready to play again, and none other than the hands of Bancroft. She's already off to the races off that penalty.
Now they'll swing it around. Skip a couple of players all the way here to the near side. Buckley could not get through, hands it off there to Ridd. Just inside the 15-meter line. They'll keep it in tight. 13 minutes gone by here in the first half. Again, winner of this match will take on Vassar College. Vassar College, their first year in National Collegiate Rugby, already knocking on the door for a national championship. They've got 3 under their belts in different conferences, but they have put on a show, and Eau Claire's looking to do the same here. The #1 seed, the defending national champions, up by 5. They'll swing it out here to the right-hand side. Nicely done. Around the corner they go. Stepped in touch, but possibly a little bit of a high tackle there. As Justin Hale will come for a word, and there's our first card.
It's going to be a yellow card.
Darian, we expected that.
14,
throughout.
orange. 14, orange. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty. Mark's going to be on the 5.
Unfortunate stuff there for the Illini. They lose one of their best players. Winkfield will be off, and really, Darian, I think she could have made that tackle without going high. It looked like momentum was taking him there, but that's unfortunate stuff. Now they'll swing it around the right-hand side, and we see there just a little high as Eau Claire now back in action. Looking drives, continuing on. Schmelzer, dragging players with her, down to the 6 meters out. Able to retain possession. Diving over the ball, they're able to scoop this one up, and now approaching the left-hand side. Good use of hands, all the way out to the wing. The two wingers exchanged the pass, but they could not hang on to it. I believe possibly knocked on as well. There's the call. So a scrum down here for the Illini.
And that's exactly what Illinois probably wanted after losing the number 14. They needed to go ahead and get some sort of mistake coming in from Eau Claire. One thing, though, to be noted is that 9 to 10 connection between Grimm and Ludi. They're moving the ball so quickly, and they're moving it to space. Very selfless play, and it gets them into these beautiful attacking positions. But Illinois has a massive job to do. They're pinned all the way down in this end, and they're down a player. So it's just going to be very important for them to regather, maintain the possession.
First scrum of the match there goes down. Referee Justin Hale will make sure things are nice and safe. Looks like it came down here on the near side. That's Emily Martell, club's vice president number 1 there for Wisconsin Eau Claire. So put in here for Lily Sternberg. Gets it in, big shove from Eau Claire, but the Illini had a little in store for him as well. Look at this one back, nice kick up over the top, over the 22-meter line, but it's scooped up there in the back by Rid. Rid's got some space, she's got players on the right-hand side, continues just to cut it in over the 22-meter line. Now they'll look for some space there on the far side. Ludi makes the pass a little bit late, but strong defense comes up and wraps them up. Big counter ruck, steals the ball away for the Fighting Illini. They'll come down here to the near side, couldn't find much space. Really, Darian, this defense for Eau Claire has been outstanding. Not a whole lot of meters gained for the Illini throughout. But now they're able to find a
University of Illinois
break.
dishes it back.
Good stuff. That was Game that was able to take that one forward. And they're over the midfield stripe and into attacking territory. Now they've got a little bit something else to add to it, a penalty given.
And one thing to really note was that turnover by Worthy. She came in and just blew through Eau Claire's ruck and got the possession back for the University of Illinois. Sometimes you just need one player to make a play worth remembering that's really going to set the fire. It's almost like the University of Illinois was basically set to feed off of that massive play, and it's gotten them even farther down. They're over the halfway point now, which got them out of pressure not even a minute ago when they were pinned back in this end. So now they just got to breathe and do what they've been talking about, maintain possession, seeing as how there's still a man down, and they've got about 9 to 8 minutes left on that yellow.
Nice little play there. They're able to get it in through the line out. Mary Miller knocks it back to her squad and keeps things moving. Too often you get the fly half as your jumper, but that's what Mary Miller just did. Now she's in that scrum half roll and gets taken down quickly. It's ripped away. Looks like the Blue Gold have come away with it. Dexheimer with the steal. Eau Claire will slow it down. It's the first real burst we've seen from the Illini, able to get into attacking territory, but now Eau Claire look to make him pay after the turnover. Nice pass here to the near side, finds Buckley. Buckley gets it off to Rid. Rid around the corner. Get through one, all the way in. Carries Rid is in for the try, the second of the match for the Blue Gold.
She definitely got rid of Ampe running around that sideline. Extremely impressive play, and that all started with a massive turnover. Giving them a taste of their own medicine was Eau Claire. We see her, though, the ball movement is just so impeccable. She dishes the fen, gets two hands back on the ball. It's that offload that sets the tone. The number 11, the winger, she comes across, gives a little bit of an offload, but Rid absolutely pops off there. Trust her speed. We see her tuck the ball. She recognizes the little bit of speed difference in Ampe. Ampe reaches, tries her best, but Rid, you've got it all day long. That's a massive try for them, and that'll bring the score even higher against the University of Illinois.
That's Karis Rid, the junior out of Windsor, Wisconsin. She was the 2022 D2 Tournament Player of the Year, and she has kept things rolling here in the national or in the semifinal of D2. Take a second look here. Darian, take us through.
And this is just the trust in individual skill. We recognize it right from the jump that she's going to try and take the corner. As a player who's as seasoned as she is, she's going to trust her speed. And that's exactly what they needed with Eau Claire. They're doing a good job of working the ball wide, getting it to the edges and stretching out the defense. University of Illinois is just not able to keep up with the pace of which Eau Claire is playing. We see here Captain Norris Johnson as she's set and ready to go. And they're getting these little bit of moments. It's just that they've really got to string them together to make a motion picture. So they're going to have to answer quickly, though, if they want to continue to play well in this match.
Off the kick, they're able to take it cleanly, but there's a couple of little stumbles there, but Eau Claire's back in possession and ready to rock and roll again. Right up through the teeth of the defense. Here goes Kirsten Larson. Now back to the near side. A little skip pass out to the backs. Good use of hands to get around one. Finding the winger there, Buckley. Good job to retain possession. Strong counter ruck though. But Eau Claire sent four in and retained the ball. Right at midfield. Grimm's able to get that one out of there. Off to Martell. Club vice president drags a couple of defenders down with her. Now they'll swing it over to the right-hand side. 21 minutes gone by here in the first half. It's a 12-0 lead in this D2 semifinal matchup. Off their feet were the Illini, so it's going to be a penalty here for Wisconsin Eau Claire.
And of course, Martell is already set and ready to rumble against the University of Illinois. I have to say that she's got a solid amount of carries to her name already.
Now they'll move it to try to find some space there on the right-hand side of the pitch. Strong run from Schnurr. Bit of a errant pass that time. Grimm, again, a little bit of a soft pitch. We had some rain the last couple days down here in Houston and beautiful Southeast Texas. The pit, not much rain to speak of, but a little bit of a slick ball here and there. But right now it's Eau Claire firmly in control, up by 12, and they continue to rumble forward. Back here to the near side, through the hands of Ludi. Nice little skip pass, a little bit behind, but it's scooped up, and it's Curry. He has great pace coming around from that outside center position. They continue to push through Dexheimer. Back outside now, here comes Caitlin Moore. Nicely done there. Again, Wisconsin Eau Claire, last time these two teams met, it was a 43-5 victory, and they are well on their way right now. 23 minutes gone by. Turnover ball there back to the Illini. But Darian, they've got to be able to figure out something here on the offensive end, as this blue-gold defense has just been relentless.
Eau Claire is playing an extremely intelligent game. They're playing this a multi-level attack in order to try and get it into big players like Rid. The University of Illinois, though, touching on them, they've got to go back to the basics and they've got to work the space a little bit better. They're getting caught with these one-off runners and the late support. In Eau Claire, they're so smart, they're so disciplined. They're just allowing plays to develop and basically allowing Illinois to not be able to do themselves any favors. It's just very uncharacteristic for the number 10, Ludi, to not connect well with Bancroft. But if University of Illinois can't protect the ball well, then they'll be back on the attack here soon.
Ampe running through a couple defenders there. As again, the Illini, remember, still have a yellow card. They've got about a minute left till they'll be back to full strength. Now Mary takes this one out. The scoop, knocked forward though. Play on, says Justin Hale. They'll bring it around again. Sternberg gets the handoff there to Mary Miller. But Wisconsin Eau Claire rip it away again. Nicely done from Schmetzer. Now they find some space on the left-hand side. Get it there to Curry. Curry right through a couple, splits the defense, tackled from behind. Beautifully done there by Alina Ampe. Wisconsin Eau Claire not done yet. 15 minutes left to play in the first half, already up by 12. Nice run by Dexheimer to keep things moving. Pick and go, here comes Martell through one, another strong try-saving tackle there from Ampe. They'll keep moving though. Mary Miller trying to make a tackle 1 meter out here for Blue Gold. Another pick and go around their end for the try. Julia Bancroft gets it in, and Wisconsin Eau Claire now up 17-0.
Bancroft, she was one of the main ball carriers that led them to being the former champion for last year's match. Play that Curry set up, and then Martell with the cheeky little hit around the hinge off of the pick and go. They're knocking at the door. She gets low. She gets over the line. Right here we see Bancroft. She drops the shoulder, dives at the ankles, has two hands on the ball, places it so well. Ampe keeps on trying to make these big defensive plays, but she's just not able to get under it quick enough. And Eau Claire are just continuing to build on this momentum. Their defensive strength that they had all kind of talked about and you hinted at earlier today, Tim, is really showcasing it quickly, as the University of Illinois have not been able to make their way down into the 50 at all really during this match. And when they do, they end up getting these massive turnovers. Eau Claire gets to go ahead and make the attack, and players like Curry, who will go with it for the conversion, they're just moving the ball well to space. Very selfless plays. The University of Illinois are going to really have to band together, find each other again, and maintain the possession.
I believe Illinois will be back to full strength from here on out after the yellow card. We should be able to see Rainey Winkfield back on the pitch. So we'll take a second look at the big drive there. Bancroft around the side, and as you mentioned, Number 13, Ampe had made a couple of tackles, just didn't quite get into position to be able to clear that line, be able to make the tackle. And a big-time try extends the lead now 17 points. Still 13 minutes left to play in the first half. Kick caught right in the center of the pitch by Bancroft. Excuse me, I think that is Martell. We'll swing it here now to the near side. Another strong rumble run from Izzy Curry. Possibly some space here on the left, or there's Curry, excuse me. 12 minutes left to play. The Illini down by 17. Again, these two teams played 3 weeks ago, and it was a 38-point win for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Only gave up 5 points. Their defense has really come to play this afternoon. Mary Miller almost got her hands on it, but Wisconsin Eau Claire were able to retain possession and now move it out to the right-hand side. Not a lot of space out there. Because again, we did see Winkfield, number 14, covering that wing position, so full strength, both the squads now. Little kick, did not go where she wanted it here. Picked up by Zonka. But stolen away. Back and forth they go. Nice work there from Curry, but in the end, it's the Fighting Illini. They're able to come away with it. They take it into contact here, and again, Miranda Zonka, the junior prop, moves it forward. This is exactly what the Illini need. They've got to come away with points here to inch their way back in before halftime. Mary Miller, big contact, and then it's scooped up by Banky. Wisconsin Eau Claire should be able to retain possession out of this. Mary Miller coming in from the side a little bit there, but they're able to keep it going. The blue gold right up the gut. Past the gain line they go. Schnurr. Now they swing it back out through Grimm. Over to the far right-hand side of the pitch. A little bit of space there for Banky. She gets around one. Fullback comes up and collects her. Scooped up now. Blue gold just able to strike so quickly around the edges. Banky, she was the one who was able to come away with the game-winning try. It was 10-7. They were down to Cincinnati in the final moments, and Banky was able to come around the corner and score the game-winning try. A big 12-10 victory over the University of Cincinnati. And right now, here in this D2 semifinal, Wisconsin Eau Claire, the defending national champions, are flexing their muscles with a 17-point lead. Down into contact goes Buckley. The blue gold continue to push forward. And what have you seen today, Darian, from this blue gold squad that have made them so relentless here on the offensive end as well?
I feel like they thrive after they've been playing in multiple phases. Right here we saw a massive collision though just come in from University of Illinois. Hale's going to go ahead and blow that up because both players seem to have gone down.
Yeah, just a big collision. Both players dropped immediately after the hit. Isabella Klesner came in, the freshman. Stopped the blue gold in their tracks, but seems to be okay. Both ladies getting a quick chat as we'll take a second look.
And we were hinting at what has been working well for Eau Claire. They get more comfortable the more that they are able to build. They're protecting the ball well. They're getting over it quickly. And they're also showing multi-layers of attack. That's a very intelligent skill, and sometimes it's hard to string those phases together, but it looks like Wagner really gives them the freedom to just play rugby, play what's in front of them, and they're making the smart decisions under pressure. We'll take a look, though, at this massive collision that came in. Miller takes on, looks like that's number 4, that's Schmelzer, against the first-year Sternberg, or that's Klusner, really trying to make those big collisions at the ruck. They're trying to get any inch that they can, so we're seeing intensity from both sides, but Hale, of course, had to blow that one up for safety.
Yeah, both players came in. It was a legal ruck. Both players came in trying to defend that position, hold their ground, and just clashed heads there on the sides as they both kind of came in at a little bit of an angle. Seem to be back on their feet. Again, we've already have one team into the D2 National Championship match. That is Vassar College. It was a very close match, a 48-38 victory, one that seemed to have gotten away from the Coast Guard multiple times, but it was an incredible match with back and forth action. So Vassar College, they'll look to win their first National Collegiate Rugby National Championship after they made the move last year. Wisconsin Eau Claire will be ready for them if they can continue the same pace and play that they've had throughout this match. 9 minutes left to play, and it is a 17-point lead for Wisconsin Eau Claire. We'll see the drive here. Wisconsin Eau Claire able to get a little bit of a push, but it's easy money there at the back for Klesner. Klesner around one. Good work from that 8-man spot. She's able to drag a defender with her. Now Mary Miller off to the left-hand side. A little bit Norris Johnson trying to take it in there. Again, a little bit too flat on some of these back passes as they try to get around the corners. They're able to be dinged with a penalty as the blue gold, so an opportunity now for Mary Miller and the Fighting Illini to get their way out of their half of the pitch.
Smart decision for them to go ahead and go for the line out, get some more territory, try and get down in this end. Ball, though, doesn't find touch. It goes off of the left-hand wing's leg. It'll still be in possession for the University of Illinois. One thing, though, to say about them is that they've got the strong runners. They've got people that when they can hit the line at pace, they can break it. But the problem is that, just like you said, they're attacking the line extremely flat, not allowing the momentum to build. and that's just not going to generate the go forward that they need in order to get them down the pitch. We'll see, though, if they can kind of light a fire. And as I say that, Eau Claire, of course, worked themselves in the space, and they're back to the attack.
Julia Bancroft got up high with that one, swatted it back to the blue-gold side of the pitch, and now they look to attack from inside their own half, just in front of the 10-meter line. Picked up here by Ludi. Ludi with the little handoff to Curry. Gets a couple meters before she's brought down. About 7 minutes left to play here in this first half. Another strong take from Martell. Club's vice president, knees on the deck, must release at that point. And they're able to move forward. Out of the ruck they come. Here to the near side. Nice couple of skip passes to get all the way out to the wing. Buckley, though, is wrapped up immediately. Now they'll keep it in tight. A good charging run, breaks the gain line. Gets a few more meters. Walrath did a good job there coming in from her hooker spot. And now around the side they come, in the hands of Hamilton. Through one, through two, finally brought down in the back by Ampe. Really been clinical on the defensive end. Now it's another opportunity. Bancroft smashes over the midfield stripe. We've seen a yellow card earlier. Both teams back to full strength, though. The Fighting Illini just need to get possession back and start working their way down the pitch, as Eau Claire is more than happy to let the seconds tick off the clock. 6 left to play in the first half. Quick ball out of there from Grimm. Gets it there to Curry. Now Ludi will come up and take over at scrum half. Nice little pass to Moore. Ampe fighting for it. Huge counter ruck. Battles all the way through.
Orange
I
6.
think she did so a little bit high. Or no, offsides is going to be the call there.
And that's just unfortunate. We've been talking about Ampe this whole entire match. She's been the one to go ahead and keep the score where it's at. 17-0 is a pretty steep difference whenever you have 0 points to the name, but Ampe has protected a lot of those tries from turning into points, a lot of those just from big defensive plays like this. She's so ball hungry. She's starving for possession. You can see the University of Illinois, they want the ball deeply, but unfortunately they're making these silly mistakes. These are things that are going to allow Eau Claire to get farther down the pitch, such as a high tackle. And they're going to have to compete for possession at the lineout, but luckily Ampe is off to the races and they're moving the ball, is the University of Illinois.
Need to turn this one back up north and south, and they do so nicely. Another 10 meters through this run. A little bit of a handoff keeps things moving for the Fighting Illini. Got some space there on the outside. Through the hands of Miller, the pass dribbles all the way out to Winkfield. Again, the most impressive thing, I think, to me, Darian, for this Wisconsin-Eau Claire side, every single time that the Illini are able to get it into the back line, they have at least 1 or 2 runners charging up to really slow things down, and the Illini just have not been able to break around it yet.
And as you mentioned that, we saw it happen again. Eau Claire, they're just making very smart decisions. They're not going in when the space isn't there. They're moving it whenever it is. We'll see them go ahead and do what they do best, which is working it to the edge. They cut back inside, but they're just doing their best out here. Ampe tries to come in, but it really doesn't matter as Curry goes ahead and attacks. They're just continuing to maintain the ball. And that's exactly what you need in these semifinal matches. You need possession, you need points, and Eau Claire's doing a very swell job against the University of Illinois.
Need possession and points. Karis Reed, number 15, she already has a try to her name, but she's been working hard here on the near side, in those rucks as well, retaining that possession. And it's the blue gold continuing to push forward. A little over 3 minutes left to play in the first half of action. Almost had an opportunity for the poach there from Schluning, but too quick for the blue gold. They get it out again over to the right-hand side. A little bit of space, but they can get this final pass around the corner. They're looking to find Benke. Couldn't take it though. Turnover ball. Winkfield, the sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois, comes up and rips it out. Great to have her back on the pitch. Had a yellow card earlier in the match. The Illini continuing to pressure trying to come up with something, pinned in their own end for most of the half. I think they've only gotten across that midfield stripe once or twice. Another low pass, did not find its target. Sternberg dances around a bit, gets back down, but right on the spot is Caitlin Moore, the sophomore, rips it back away, and the blue gold continue to charge around the side. Grabbed by the jersey, there is Ludi. Couldn't get around the corner, good defense. And there's the nice drive, straight into touch. Good work from Schluning, picked up that leg and drove the blue gold out over the line.
You can hear the intensity coming from the crowd, coming from the bench. This is the final 2 minutes, so both teams are really going to be competing to prove a point here as they get ready to go into the locker room, talk shop, regroup, and try and figure out what's going to benefit themselves as they enter into the second half. The University of Illinois is getting a couple of moments, these little glimmers of hope, such as tackling players out of bounds, getting those good momentous runs. But the Eau Claire team, they just continue to make massive hits. They generate the turnovers quickly. So we'll see what that halftime talk will bring for the second half.
This is an Illinois team that has put up a lot of points throughout the year, 25-17 in the quarterfinal matchup against Bowling Green. And they were able to take a 40-5 win against LSU, but again, they cannot retain possession, and it's the blue gold 8 meters out. Pushing in, already up by 17 with about a minute left to play in the first half. See the structure here, ready for more pick and goes. Just gonna try and drive this one in, let the seconds tick off the clock and march your way into halftime with the big lead. Possible knock on there. Play on though, Caitlin Moore around the side, 5 meters out now. Now they'll look to spin it. Bit of a bobble there from Ludi, and that slows things down. Kind of playing the man there, possibly from Curry. Just tried to shield the players. They were coming on to it, but it's in the end just a knock on and a scrum down back for the Illini.
And Illinois, that defensive pressure that they just put on is probably the best defensive pressure that we saw. It's causing these mishandlings to happen and uncharacteristic things for the fly half and the inside center. Neither of those players have really had a lot of mishandling errors, but the pressure that the University of Illinois players continue to come up, that wave of orange, really sets Eau Claire off of their game. It ruins the rhythm, which is something that they're going to have to continue to bring into this last minute, into the next half. And as we say that, Eau Claire is going to go ahead and shove their way as well.
Mary Miller with it now over the left-hand side, gets it off to Wingfield. Wingfield tries to get around the corner, but it's good defense from the blue gold. Relentless defense. Maggie Benke continuing to throw her weight around out there on the wing. Now straight through the defense goes Klessner. Good work from the number 8. And they've earned themselves a penalty, not rolling away there from Wisconsin Eau Claire. So a bit of a warning there from Justin Hale out of the Lone Star Referee Society out of Texas. Not rolling away the call, and Mary Miller will boot this one out into touch, and we'll have our one final play here before the halftime whistle. Miller could not get it out in touch though. Second time that's happened. And now straight at the teeth of the defense go the blue gold over the 10-meter line. Grimm pulls it out of there, the junior. Gets things moving again. That's Martell. Drags a couple of defenders with her as they take it nice and slow. Final play of the first half. The blue gold look to extend their 17-point lead. Couple of shedding tackles there from Walrath. Illini try the counter ruck, but they hold strong again, does Wisconsin Eau Claire. Now through the near side, big tackle. Well done, that time from Carly Game. Still in possession though, Lauren Grimm flings it out to the right-hand side to Kirsten Larson, the junior. And Eau Claire not too worried about the Illini stealing this one back and taking it out. Usually with that 17-point lead, you might just try to punch this one out and go into halftime, but Eau Claire looking to put their foot on the gas pedal, swimming through tackles they go. There's the boot. There's our final whistle here for halftime, and your score 17-0. And Darian, a good first half. What did you see out there between both teams?
We got to see a lot of creativity coming in from Eau Claire right from the jump, but they're going to go ahead and continue to build that momentum as they enter into this next half. University of Illinois are just going to have to band together. But we've got some feedback down on the pitch to Tyler. We'll send it down to you.
Thanks. I'm here on the U of I sideline with the coach. Coach, I talked to a few of your captains yesterday, and they had told me that coming into this game against an offensively dominant team, the big thing was going to be keeping a positive mindset and not getting down on each other. They seem to be poised, even though a few points came through. What did you see in that first half?
I mean, they're fighting as hard as they can. I can't really complain. They're looking to keep their heads up, and they're supporting each other, and they're trying as hard as they can. That's really all I can ask for. Of course, there are little things that you could fix, but they know what they know, and so they're going to continue to support and encourage each other. It's my job to do that too. All the coaching was done the past week. It's just time to keep the positive attitudes and keep going.
Well, I know that you're going to implement that. Defense is just pre-offense policy, and we look forward to a great second half. Good luck, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Tyler. 40 minutes in the books here in this D2 semifinal. Looks like Wisconsin-Eau Claire ahead by 17. Will they be able to punch their ticket and take on Vassar College? We'll have the last 40 minutes of action when we come back here on the Rugby Network.
And they come forward through Russell, and Ollie Lawrence finishes the job.
Bristol struggled with last week against Bath.
Burgess, she's done it before, she's doing it again. Dupria, and the captain will run it in for Sale.
I use Thorne products pre and post workout to maximize my recovery, muscle growth, and make sure that I can be my best self on the field.
Thorne's a supplement company that I can trust. They're NSF certified for sport, so I know that I can take this and know what's in their product.
I use their protein, get my muscles nice and big.
The products I use with Thorne have minimal ingredients, they're high quality, they're clean, they're batch tested, taste amazing, and it made everything in my recovery and my performance better.
If you're not recovering off the pitch, you're not your best self on the pitch. Thorne gets me there.
We got the hits. We got the kicks.
Oh God, that looks way too good.
The passes.
The athletes. And the fans.
We got the pride. And the passion. All we need is you.
Welcome back to the fourth largest city in the country. Houston, Texas is the home of the 2023 Collegiate Rugby Championship 15s competition. And right now we've got the D2 semifinal. 40 minutes left to play. Wisconsin-Eau Claire on top 17-0 over Illinois. Tim Wilkes joined by Darian Lovelace. And Darian, it was a good first half. Blue Gold were pretty dominant, but the Illini have just got to get that offense cranking to get back into it.
Yeah, we heard some tidbits coming in from Coach Hart. She was talking about how they've got to bring the positivity. They've also got to bring the intensity, that ruthlessness, that defensive pressure. They've got to go ahead and play with a lot of heart, like their coach was saying. So we'll hopefully see them kind of break out, be able to find those tiny gaps that we didn't really get to see in the first half. And they're really going to have to answer back to Eau Claire quickly and try and get some points on the board here early.
Just as we saw in the first half, though, this defensive line, again, number 6 there, Carly Gamp, or excuse me, that was number 6, Schnurr, that was able to come up, and they just can't get around this hard-charging defense for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. But right now, they still got possession inside their own 22, and Mary Miller will look to spin this one here to the near side. Pass goes a little bit awry, but they're able to get it here to the near side to Winkfield. Again, 40 points is what this Illini squad were able to put up last weekend against LSU. A bit of a rise in the opponent here from number 8 to number 1. And Wisconsin-Eau Claire, just like that, turning a kick all the way into points. Another big-time try for Karis Ridd, excuse me.
Just a singular attack, very good individual effort coming in from her off of the counter. A little bit of a wayward kick. They were trying to find and take off the pressure from themselves being pinned out from in this end, University of Illinois. But as we said, that we can just see massive green space to the left. That's one thing that Ridd looks for. She fiends for it. And as soon as she tucks that ball, she's going to go nowhere but forward. She saw that there was nobody from the University of Illinois in front. You see here, hands are up, the celebrations are all around. As Eau Claire, they just continue to extend this lead. As soon as they've got ball in hand, they just go ahead and they attack. They're so confident. They keep on making these very smart decisions when they're under pressure. And the University of Illinois, we saw the ball hit the deck multiple times right from the jump of the second half. They're going to need to calm the nerves, band together, find your friends, and continue to just try and build off of the last little bit of effort that we saw in the end of the first half.
Karis Ridd, a.k.a. the Care Bear, shows how much of a giver she is. 2 tries already for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Special thanks to everyone helping us put this one together. Next Level Rugby, National Collegiate Rugby, everybody here with the Houston SaberCats, SaberCat Stadium. A great event that we've been able to have here in Houston, Texas. Justin Hale, our referee, will get things moving again, and Miller with the kick. Able to take this one. Under pressure, the Illini looking to be able to take this one away, and they're able to do so. Good work by the ladies in orange, scooping this one away. That was Miller, was able to rip it out. Lose this one, but they're able to retain possession of the hands of Pinkham. Now off to the right, looking for some space. Nice little move there from Ampe, bursts through the defense. Now she's dragging players with her. Over the 22-meter line she goes. Alina Ampe, Midwest Thunderbird U23 player, goes wide. Another big run. Zonka. Like Larry Zonka running through the defense out there. A couple of big charges from her. Illini, their best offensive movements of the match. Again, pushing forward. Eau Claire always right there looking to rip it away. Now Miller right into the teeth of the defense, gets knocked down, almost lost it. Eventually knocked it on though. Almost the Illini are able to get that in there, but too much of a tough defensive stand there from Eau Claire.
We talked earlier about the patience that Eau Claire even showed in that first half. They go ahead and they just maintain their defensive pressure. They roll out of there quickly. You see the decision to try and come in, but she backs out. She gets set and gets ready for the next defensive launch. It allows Bancroft to come across and make a massive hit on the number 10, our fly half. That's Miller. She's just not able to go ahead and maintain possession after a big impact like that. So Eau Claire, their defensive efforts always seem to be paying off. So they'll go ahead and they'll get possession and they'll have a chance to exit out of this end.
Put into the scrum coming here again, Julia Bancroft, number 7 there for Eau Claire, a high jump champion out of Notre Dame Hounds High School. Making a name for herself here in the D2 semifinals, 22-0 on top. And there is Mary Miller. Got to find a way to figure out this defense. The junior animal science major out of Roscoe, Illinois. Will look to hold strong on the defensive end this time. Out the back, here comes Grimm with it. She's able to get it away. Now the pooch kick up over the top. Find some possession here for Wingfield. So the Illini back with it. There's a pick and go. Nicely done there from Mary Miller. And they'll keep things moving. Into contact goes Worthy. Miller wearing that number 10, but she is working hard like a prop. They're able to get it moving forward. 6 meters out now. Strong work from the Fighting Illini. Looking for their first try of the match. This one kind of falls apart a bit, and eventually the Illini fall off their feet, and Wisconsin Eau Claire with another big turnover and a big defensive stand.
And that just pulls at your heartstrings a little bit. The University of Illinois, they were just chipping away around the hinge. They're finding real estate, though, and finding a little bit of vulnerability against Eau Claire in those interior defenders around the breakdown. They're getting caught flat-footed. They keep on trying to attack that hinge. And then Eau Claire, again, they're so smart when they think about when they're going to counter. We saw them take time to allow the University of Illinois to build slightly, and then they just completely ruined any building that the University of Illinois did with that big counter ruck. So they'll get rewarded by being able to attack now yet again.
Kick up over the top. Ludi looking for some space over the other side of the defense, but it's scooped up nicely. Well done there by Destiny Worthy, who takes it right back near the 22-meter line. Here to the left comes Ampe again. Don't want to meet her as she rumbles through right across the 22-meter line. They're able to keep things moving. Now out goes Sternberg. Pick and go for the scrum half. Doesn't get much. Another strong tackle, but this is exactly what Illinois wants to do. Ampe, another strong 6-meter charge. Now back in hands for Klessner. Klessner able to drag a few with her. Scramble for the ball. Bancroft almost got to it, but the Illini are able to retain possession. Through the defense goes Carly Game. Now they'll look to spin it. Miller in, gets contact right there. Big wrap-up tackle from Walrath. Miller's got to find a way to be able to get that outside a little bit quicker. Now there's another pick and go. Over the 5-meter line go the Fighting Illini. Scooped up on the back end now by Winkfield. She tries a hand at it. 3 meters out. Another big push. We heard from Danny Hart, the Fighting Illini's coach, before at halftime. They've got heart, they've got determination, and they've got their first try of the match. Big time try for Alina Ampe, the senior out of Fairfax, Virginia. A big time try and gets the Illini on the board.
Ampe, it's about time that you got rewarded for all of her efforts. She's continually kept Eau Claire out of the try zone, and it's about time for her to go ahead and make her way into the try zone. Those pick and goes, right now we're seeing University of Illinois play the smartest rugby that they've played all match. They're finding vulnerability around the hinge. They're finding it around pick and goes. And we're seeing Eau Claire start to slowly lose that launch throughout the beginning of the second half. They're not coming up as quick. They're not putting on the pressure that we saw originally. And that's exactly what the University of Illinois now need. They need the heart. They need the people that are going to bring that passion. We see hearts around of coming from Ampe because she's really bringing that resiliency. She's bringing that determination. And that's exactly what you need as you enter into a second half, especially when you're down. It's about time that they get some points on the board, and they're just going to have to continue to build off of that momentum, make the smart decisions, really stick it to Eau Claire.
Keep in mind, folks, not just the men's side, the women's side, we've also got the NCR men's D1 semifinal happening right now. Notre Dame College and IU, a big time matchup. Good stuff. They're at Penn State. Another great match. They're live on the Rugby Network, but we come back here on the women's side of things here in Houston, Texas. Tim Wilkes and Darian Lovelace taking you through the second half of action in this D2 semifinal matchup. Taken nicely there in the back by Taylor Wilson. And the Fighting Illini will start from their own end with a turnover. Right there for Chamberlain, the club president, number 21, newly into the match and gets a big-time poach there. Now they're able to come away with it. More players back on the pitch now. Bean, her first action there, number 16 for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Nice use, catching that ball at pace. There goes Bancroft through one, throws another down, then gives it off to Rid. Rid over the 22-meter line, right near it. Illini just trying to hold up here. There's some space on the near side. Strong tackle coming around there from Winkfield. Good work on the outside. Schnurr from that flanker position, getting out towards the wing. Be Lauren Grimm, the junior. Swings it outside through the hands of Ludi. And now again inside the 22-meter line. 11 minutes gone by in the second half of action. Wisconsin Eau Claire was up 22-0, but it was the Fighting Illini that come away with the first points of the second half, and now a big bursting run. They are all the way in. Wisconsin Eau Claire gets it down again. Good effort from the Illini, but too much there from Izzy Curry. She dots it down, and they extend their lead now 27-7.
Curry feeling radioactive and explosive. She's really been one of the players that will go ahead and take the play by the horns. She works tirelessly to try and get the ball wide, so it's very impressive now to see her work her way around for the offload. She's constantly looking for it, but this is just a smart, cheeky play off of the pick and go. She recognizes that nobody's home. We talked earlier about the vulnerability that Eau Claire had at the breakdown. She sees it now in the University of Illinois and just attacks that hinge. Curry, she whips and weaves in between, catches worthy, a little bit flat-footed, not common, but the sweet little steps of Curry will go ahead and propel her forward, get some more points on the board. And Eau Claire, again, they look like they're starting to rev up into the second half.
Conversion is good. Wisconsin Eau Claire, the 2022 Division II NCR champions. Just 28 minutes away now from punching their ticket to the national championship here in 2023.
I would argue to say that Eau Claire, out of all of the teams that we've really seen today in the D2 bracket, they've got the best pin and pass. The reason why they are able to kind of take the pressure off of themselves and they lack the handling errors that we've seen in University of Illinois is because they're patient whenever they've got the ball in hand and they look before they pass. The pin and pass is one of the most underrated skills in rugby, and it's the most important. And I'd argue to say that they're probably the best in the tournament when it comes to that.
This one knocked on, says a referee, Justin Hale. And so it'll be the Fighting Illini with an opportunity about 25 meters out to start their possession. Again, this dominant Eau Claire side ran through this tournament last year. 51-0 was their average score in their final 3 matches on their way to bring home the championship. Coach Derek Wagner and Rachel Lang, the co-head coaches, have done a phenomenal job to bring them back where they need to be, right on the doorstep of getting into the national championship yet again. Again, that final will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Rugby Network. Me and Darian Lovelace will take you all the way through that one. We are not quite done yet as Illinois still trying to push hard. They're able to get this one out of the back of the scrum. Miller with it, but again, that first defender is able to come up and make contact with Miller. Ampe was able to get it out of there in time, and she pushes forward with a couple more. Now off here to the near side of the pitch. Through the hands they go nicely, right through the teeth of the defense. Beautiful work from Worthy. Destiny Worthy hasn't gotten too many touches on it back there from her fullback position, but she has been electric when she does. Miller has to come in, fly half position and fish this one out of there. Good charging run. I think that one may have hit the deck there, and Justin Hale confirms it. Knock on turnover back to Eau Claire.
Just unfortunate for the University of Illinois. We've saw them continuously try and build something together, try and string together some phases, but Eau Claire, their defensive launch, shutting down the options, not really allowing much creativity to come from the side, allows them just to continue to extend their lead. 29-7, 55 minutes gone within this semifinal. The University of Illinois are really going to have to rally the troops and stay in the thick of it for these next 25 minutes.
They're able to grab this one, though. Step in front of the 22-meter line as they set up the next attack. Off to the left, they'll cut it back into the center of the pitch. Norris Johnson over the 22. Good job of the ladies in orange and blue, able to retain possession. Now Ampe, the try scorer, splits two, another two, barely able to take her down 3 meters out. We already saw one big try from Alina. She was sniffing that try zone for one more. She'll have to take another crack out of it here next. Big run there from Wilson. Gets some inches closer, trying to roll away as the Eau Claire player. Does so effectively enough, says our referee. Still an opportunity for the Illini. They were able to punch one in about 10 minutes ago. Can they do it again? They have enough in the tank. This Eau Claire defense so strong. Good work to keep things moving. Back to their feet they go. Now they'll swing it to the outside. They've caught the defense sleeping around the corner, all the way into the hands of Shutch. And she's in for the try. Good stuff. Ella Shuck gets it down. The junior out of Crystal Lakes, Illinois, gives the Fighting Illini their second try of the match.
University of Illinois giving me a taste of my own medicine after I just argued that Eau Claire was probably the better whenever it came to the pin and pass. Having the ability to second the defenders, catching Eau Claire really caught in the thick of it in the ruck. They're just able to move it away. Norris Johnson, a very selfless play coming in. She moves it to a ringer Shutch. She just works it around the corner, able to dive it down. That's massive for them as they're going to need a lot of points to catch up to Eau Claire. They're going to need to continue to build on that momentum and keep doing the selfless things, play to their skill so that they can stay in the D2 semifinal and continue to hold on to the dream of making it to the final tomorrow.
Well done there again, Shook, psychology, sociology major. Did great work there on the far side, trusted her speed and pace and was able to get all the way around the corner for the second try for the Fighting Illini. Again, these two teams met a few weeks back. 43-5 was the score. So at least some more points up on the board. It was a shutout in the first half. These ladies have worked tremendously hard under Danny Hart and Taryn Miner. Fighting Illini not here for any simple reasons. They have had an excellent season, at-large berth, able to take down a couple of really tough opponents. With LSU, they're number 8, but they are facing the defending national champions, the number 1 seed. It's been there all year long. Wisconsin Eau Claire continue to flex their muscles, up by 17 with about 22 minutes left to play. Good work from Illinois, able to get it over to the right-hand side of the pitch. Nice little tap pass, gets it back there to Shook. Now they'll slow things down. Miller turns and passes, but again, flat-footed, and this pass goes behind, and they lose a good 10 to 12 meters off of that one phase. Looks like they're able to retain possession. There's a pick and go, but no, that one went out the back. But first, we have a not rolling away call, and Justin Hale's gonna have a quick conversation, few too many of those.
Hey, just too many not rolling away penalties. So it's gonna be a professional foul, it's gonna be a yellow card.
You're good, man.
So a big opportunity now as Darien, they will play a woman down for the next 10 minutes. So at a 70-minute mark, they'll be able to get back on, but they're up by 17, but this is a huge opportunity for the Illini.
Most definitely. They're going to go ahead and have to really move it to the space. Eau Claire having a little bit of a mistake here. They go ahead and they get the knock on because the ball didn't go into touch. But if you're University of Illinois, especially coming off of those 2 tries, they've been able to kind of band together in the second half. And now with Eau Claire losing a forward, they're really going to find a lot of real estate around the hinge, continue to try and break through those tackles, gain the momentum. It's just about playing smart rugby and maintaining possession. In order for them to score, they've got to have the ball in hand. So they're just going to have to make sure that they're making those sound decisions when they're under pressure. And Eau Claire is going to have to maintain good discipline. They've started to kind of allow that to drop, and that's why Hale had to go to the pocket.
So again, it was number 16, May Bin, in the sin bin. And now it's Ampe with a little burst of speed. Takes it off to the 10-meter line. Midway through this second half of action, as the Fighting Illini continue to try to push. That one definitely looked high. Referee agrees. And a second yellow card. A big change in this game. 2 back-to-back cards in the last 2 minutes. And now we'll see just how much effort Wisconsin-Eau Claire have got here. They have got to really push hard, down 2.
Very unfortunate there. Hamilton, the junior from Eau Claire, gets caught high, and especially after just giving a yellow card to Bean, the number 16, Hale. He's got no more patience for it. He's communicated it thoroughly to both sides about their lack of discipline when it comes to the contact area, and so now it's a non-negotiable. Eau Claire now playing with only 13 players, and with danger women like the number 13 in Ampe, they're really going to have to band together and try and build some defensive cohesion. As at the University of Illinois, they look very determined to make their way towards their try zone.
They see an opening here, and they are looking to keep pushing forward. They're down by 17, but they've got 2 extra players on the pitch. Nice rumbling run there from Zonka. Takes it right up to midfield. Now Miller will swing it out to the left-hand side. Again, the pass a little bit off the mark. Scooped up on the back end by Destiny Worthy. Again, Miller finds her target on the near side. Into the match is Goreka. And it's taken away again by Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Covering the pitch with only 13 players and doing so well. Dexheimer into contact she goes, and it's ripped away. But referee Justin Hale will slow things down. We'll play the first knock on, no advantage gained by Eau Claire, and a scrum down back to the blue gold.
If you're University of Illinois, one of the things that you have to think about is that there's got to be a 2v1 somewhere, and in order to create it, you've got to make sure that you're maintaining possession and working hard on the ground. We're seeing just a little bit of the disconnect happen with support coming in from Illinois, and that's leading to a lot of one-off runners, a lot of turnovers at the breakdown. Worthy tries to get her hands in there against Eau Claire. They are playing 2 men down right now, but it's going to be important for both teams to maintain possession as 17 points with only about 15 minutes left to go. It's a massive ask coming from University of Illinois, but anything is possible, especially whenever they're playing 2 men down.
Subs coming in and filling in well here for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. There's the quick tap into contact goes Caitlin Moore, the sophomore. They'll take things nice and slow. 16 and a half minutes left to play in this D2 semifinal matchup. the winner to take on Vassar College, who was able to come away with a big 48-38 victory today over the Coast Guard. And tomorrow, that'll be a huge challenge for whoever faces them, because Vassar College just does nothing but pick and go. Every third or fourth phase, they might fling it outside, but they run right up the gut at you, and that'll be a fun one, especially if Eau Claire is able to finish this one off. Right now, it's Karis Rid around the side again. Strong work from the Illini. Good use of the counter ruck. Big challenge there from Destiny Worthy. Eau Claire still in possession. About 6 minutes left on those cards. 2 players down. Here is Wisconsin-Eau Claire. It's Bancroft straight ahead for more meters. Has this one ripped away though. Well done by the Illini to keep things moving. It's there for them. They got to use it. They're able to come around the side with it. A little bit stranded, but they're able to keep it going. Here comes Sternberg out to the right-hand side. Knocked on. Advantage being played, but we'll just come back for it. Scrum down, back for Eau Claire.
The pressure that University of Illinois seem to be putting on themselves, they know that Eau Claire is about 2 players down, but the pin and pass is the most important. We're seeing a lot of back shoulder passes, the ball not hitting hands, not allowing your players to run on. You can see the frustration coming in from Norris Johnson trying to get the ball away. But again, there's no need to put the pressure on. Everything is working in your favor. The University of Illinois are up 2 players. They've got the gas in the tank. We've seen them be able to string together phases in the second half. So the most important thing is going to be just focus on the skill, do the little things right in order to try and get them farther down in this end. But Eau Claire, they're already off to the races, and they're doing a good job of maintaining 0 points, even being 2 men down.
Good tackle that time from Goreka, number 20. Slows things down for Eau Claire, but they continue to charge hard. Nice run from Schnurr, the senior, out of Blaine, Minnesota. Keeps things moving for the Blue Gold. Now Bancroft, straight forward, another 5 meters. That's what she does best, and they keep this train rolling. Here comes Srubas. Sets things up, and they continue to push. Walrath gets a couple more. Was talking with Lance earlier, if there's anything such as a victory formation in rugby, it's the pick and goes, letting that time tick off. Got to stay close, got to keep fending off those counter rucks. Good job there by the Blue Gold. Under 14 minutes left to play. Continue to slow things down through Walrath. $17-point lead. We've got about 3 minutes left on those cards. 2 players down here for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Just gripping at the jersey, trying to drag Curry down. She again flings it out to Rid. Off again, now to Ludi. Ludi 5 meters out. Wisconsin-Eau Claire looking to put a final exclamation point on this one. Already up by 3 scores at least. Looking to seal the deal now. 13 minutes left to play. Little pitch back there to Dexheimer, and Dexheimer is in with the try. Wisconsin-Eau Claire extend their lead 34-12.
That is a massive power play for Eau Claire. Dexheimer, the senior, slots it in, but it was because of the massive defensive effort that they put on. Again, we see her just attack the line with such ferocity. They work so hard to get that low body height to really bully over the try zone. They're down 2 players. They should not be able to make space like this. They should not be able to get it over the line. But the University of Illinois, with these mishandling errors, they just allow Eau Claire to really band together, find their cohesion. And that was all set up by the good ball movement that we've seen time and time again coming in from Ludi and from Curry. They're keeping the ball alive and keeping that dream alive as they look like they're on their way to a national championship yet again.
Great strategy that time by the coaches Derek Wagner and Rachel Lang. Didn't have players on the outside, don't have the numbers. We'll just pound it straight up the gut. What was that, about 10 phases of pick and goes, Darian? They finally are able to punch it in and extend their lead now to 22 points.
We're seeing smiles all around here. We're entering into the last about 12 minutes of this D2 semifinal. We're seeing smiles come around from Schnur, Dexheimer, all of these really big names for the Eau Claire side. But like Coach Hart was saying, for the University of Illinois, though it looks like their dream of making it to the final is kind of dwindling away, it's all about how you want to end your season. They've got nothing to lose and everything to gain here. So we'll see what they can string together, if they can kind of find a little bit of a silver lining and just continue to play the game of rugby.
To me, really, the first half compared to the second half is all you need to really be able to show a little bit of victory here for Illini. They have played much tougher in the second half. We've seen them take it right up the gut. We've seen them go around the corner with speed, but just too much from this Wisconsin-Eau Claire squad. Must release here, a battle for it, finally ripped away there by Caitlin Moore. Wisconsin-Eau Claire continues to push forward, but they've got it taken away now. Returning the favor is the Illini. They're able to get it around the side, start working their way forward here through Goreka. Back to the near side, trying to find some space on the weak. Not a lot there. Coming on around the outside, and good movement there from Wingfield. Wingfield keeping her feet, keeping inside that line before eventually driven out by 3 different Eau Claire players. Good work, but again, Eau Claire back in possession. We're getting close to those cards coming back in.
And we see the smiles go around. That's a little bit of disappointment. They've ended up down in this end a couple more times in the second half, the University of Illinois, and they're about 15 meters out from their try zone, but getting tackled out of bounds, not making those small adjustments to cut back in, to make sure that you've still got the ball in hand, are really what's not allowing the University of Illinois to get their momentum going, to start doing the things that can get them down into the try zone. It's a little bit of a messy lineup, but Eau Claire end up giving it up, and now the University of Illinois, they're going to go ahead and they're going to knock on the door right about 5 meters out.
Willie Sternberg took it close, punched in a little bit further there by Mary Miller, the junior, and they're able to dot it down. 3rd try of the match, 2nd on the evening for Ampe. Good work from Alina Ampe with her 2nd.
Every single one of her teammates better be walking up and giving her a high five with that 2nd try of the match. It has not been easy for them to find their way down into their try zone. The electrical engineering major is definitely electrifying the energy that is needed for University of Illinois to stay in this game. Ampe, she ducks her head down, just bullies the shoulder. You can see how much it means to her to make her way in there. It's set up by a massive turnover that happens. The Eau Claire is playing it down 2 players here, and just that little bit of disconnect, we see Miller have to go ahead and attack. Ampe will go ahead and rev it up. She's right there at the back, and she just powers her way over for the 2nd try of the match. That's the 3rd one going in favor of University of Illinois, and we're about 5 minutes shy of Hale probably looking to call the game. But we're talking about how you want to end your season, how you want to end the semifinal. Ampe is really an example of what you should show as you are continuing to stay in the thick of this match.
Alina Ampe, the senior, leaving it all out there. One of her final matches as a collegiate rugby athlete. She has been phenomenal out there. Midwest Thunderbird U23 player. We'll see where the rest of her career takes her, but she has shined here this evening in the D2 semifinal. But it's still Wisconsin-Eau Claire doubling up. The Fighting Illini 34-17. I do believe at this point Wisconsin-Eau Claire is back to full strength. If not now, more than likely the next possession. But here's a quick take. Wonderfully done. I believe that was Miller streaking through the defense and over the midfield stripe. Scooped up now by Sternberg. Looks for some space on the weak side. Not a lot happening out there, and we'll just have to take this one shook right into contact. Back again. Miller swinging out to the left. Don't see Eau Claire coming up quite as hard, but they're still doing just enough to stifle this attack, slow things down, and create the turnover ball. 7 minutes left to play. A scrum back to Eau Claire.
And as we enter to the last 10 minutes of the match, you'll start to see the fatigue. We'll see the subs start to roll on as teams prepare to go ahead and play in a 2nd match tomorrow. But we're starting to see these little gaps open up for Eau Claire. We haven't been able to see a lot of massive line breaks within the University of Illinois. So the fatigue is really starting to set in for them. We're seeing the University of Illinois really ramp up the fitness or ramp up the attack of which they're hitting the line at. And so Eau Claire is really going to have to continue to maintain possession, just keep ball in hand, and do what they've been doing for the whole entire first part of this match.
Oh, they get a little bit too greedy there, try to come all the way around the side, but Chamberlain is driven out into touch. And the Illini create the turnover ball. You see the camaraderie out there, big hugs for every single thing they're able to do well. Winkfield made that strong tackle. She's been a force on the outside edges all afternoon. So a line out here. You hear Justin Hale, 5 more minutes left to go. Scooped up there in the back end after the line out. Sternberg gets it through the hands. Asria now all the way to the outside. Shook's gonna scoop this one up. Ooh, tries a little return pass to loop, find the looping runner around, but it's Eau Claire. Ball in hand again, Izzy Curry. Just outside the 22-meter line. The blue gold, knock it on there. Advantage being played for Illinois. Eau Claire might have gotten their hands on it. Looks like they did. We'll come back for the scrum. As we enter, again, 5 minutes left to play. And Darian, just too much effort from the D2 reigning national champions, Wisconsin Eau Claire. Just too much speed and power all over the pitch.
Perfectly said. We've just could not say enough good things about this side. They built multi-layer attacks. They really made sure that they were making these smart decisions when they were at the breakdown. We saw them kind of start to lag a little bit in these last 20 minutes, leading to 2 yellow cards. They're going to really have to figure out their discipline and maintain it as they go into probably the final tomorrow. The University of Illinois, though, they've worked tirelessly and they've done such a good job of trying to measure up against Eau Claire, coming off of their loss that they originally had at the beginning of the season, 43-5. There's a lot of growth coming in for this side. That's something to be proud of. But again, as we enter into the last 5 minutes, it's really just going to be about what can you leave out there? What's going to be the final play of these last 5 minutes for this D2 semifinal? We'll see what team ends up with the play that we need.
Miller gets things moving again for the Illini. Look off to the left-hand side again. Hasn't been much space. Again, full strength now is Wisconsin Eau Claire. Both teams playing with 15. This one scooped up, I think possibly from an offsides position there though. And we'll have a penalty kick here, a penalty for Illinois. So this one does find touch, and I think it's okay. We can kind of start looking forward to this possible final that we'll have tomorrow. Wisconsin Eau Claire has been dominant throughout. They won the national championship last year, but so did Vassar. Vassar in a different division this year, their first year in the NCR. They are 3-time national champions in the last few years, and it's going to be a fantastic match. Vassar, a vastly different style. They come straight at you with lots of pick and goes. We've seen a little bit of that here from Wisconsin Eau Claire. But earlier today, the Coast Guard, who is a extremely powerful side, they put up 38 points, but Vassar just pounded it straight down. Pick and go after pick and go, and it's going to be an incredible final tomorrow, and we'll see if that Vassar style of play can slow down the Blue Gold. Again, time ticking away. We're getting close now to that 80-minute mark. Go off the referee's watch, but we are getting close. Wisconsin Eau Claire is able to retain possession. They'll sling it out to the left-hand side. Nice little pass back to the inside. Finds Chamberlain. The club president takes it over the 22-meter line. Wisconsin Eau Claire looking to put a final exclamation point on this match. They're in the lead by 17, and they have been working tremendously hard. Another big try would be huge for them as they, again, look to punch their ticket for their second consecutive national championship final here on the D2 side. So close to it. Incredible season for Coach Derek Wagner and Rachel Lang. Wagner, his 10th year of coaching. It's been a tremendous season for the Blue Gold. Just moments away now. They'll find the near side. Around the corner they go, and they get it again. Big time try for Karis Ridd, her third of the day. Hat trick for the Care Bear.
Ridd, well done for the Eau Claire side. We saw it really get a setup with Ludi, the number 10, that fly half. I mean, she just moves the ball so selflessly, able to get a massive line break in the sub. Chamberlain, they work their way down. They maintain possession here. Again, Ludi, she's so selfless. She does the pin and pass so well. She's already got those two University of Illinois defenders beat. And Ridd just has the simple pleasure of tucking the ball, something that she loves to do. She foams at the mouth for it. We see Winkfield, she tries to come across, gives her a little knock on the head and a pat on the back. But Eau Claire giving us one of the final plays of the match. We'll see smiles all around from Wagner and Lang. They're the coaches for Eau Claire as they can go ahead and celebrate now. They'll go ahead and they'll enter into the final against Vassar College for the D2 championship. And this is exactly the repeat performance that they wanted going into this weekend.
We were talking about that exclamation point at Karis Ridd with the hat trick. Last year, she was the D2 tournament MVP as they won the national championship. And with that hat trick, she has put herself in excellent position to maybe repeat as the tournament MVP. Wisconsin Eau Claire, just too much in the end, a big victory. Darian, what are your final thoughts on this good match?
Again, I can't argue this, but Eau Claire, their pin and pass, these small skills that they did well allowed them to really build to this beautiful set piece of rugby. They were relentless on defense. They really stuck it to the University of Illinois. But not enough can be said about University of Illinois and their determination. But the win ultimately will end up with Eau Claire. We'll have the D2 final tomorrow, which will be Vassar College against Eau Claire. But it's going to be the matchup of the season for the D2 in the National Collegiate Rugby Championship. These two teams are going to be vying. They're going to be tiptoeing on the sideline. The physicality is going to be there. It's going to be a game that you do not want to miss.
Again, that D2 final tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Central Time here live from SaberCat Stadium. We've still got one more match left to go. Our D1 final coming up, University of Michigan and Notre Dame College. For Darian Lovelace, everybody with Next Level Rugby, I'm Tim Wilkes. Thank you so much for joining us and have a great rest of your evening.